sorry. Let us record this live, ne? So that learners can go back and watch. Okay, so now I think I can see. Okay, let's see. I can see, but it's frozen. Oh, don't worry. I'm just gonna go and write something. Tell me if you guys are happy with that. So we said this 49 can change into 7 squared, and we're going to equate this to 7x. So I think everyone can see now, ne?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So now the base are the same. What happens to the exponent? We equate them. We don't have to waste time on this. X is equal to 2. This is your final answer. X is equal to 2. That will be your final answer. Let's move to the next question. We don't have time. So now when I look at this problem, everything is in order. I just have to square on both sides. Why are we squaring? Why are we squaring? Because we are trying to remove the square root. Please make sure you are muted. Level, are you saying something? Mpilontle, you raised your hand.
I got answered, sir. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Level, you good?
I'm good, sir.
Okay, sure. I'm just gonna mute you now. Don't worry. I got you guys. Let's square both sides, ne? Let's work on this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the 5 minus x. And then this is equated to x plus 1. I want to square this. Because remember, we are trying to remove the square root, okay? I know it's going on and off, but it's fine, guys. I will square both sides. Square both sides. That's the first thing, because we are trying to remove the square root. The other side will be left with 5 minus x. This is equals to, then I'll have x plus 1. On the other side, I'll have x plus 1. I'm just trying to guys, why are you coming so late? Now you got, but disrupt that class. Should I not accept more learners, ne? Should I not accept more learners? So let's work on this. I'm going to say I have 5 minus x. This will be equal to, we need to multiply out the bracket this side, which will give us x squared plus x plus x plus 1. Just to save time, the x plus x, I'm going to write it as what? As 2x. So I'm just gonna, come on guys, why, what's going on today? Oh, why it keeps on? Okay, so this will be x equated to what? We said this will be x squared plus 2x plus 1, because we added the like terms. So now I'm just gonna put everything on one side and say this is x squared plus 2x. The negative x, this negative x will go to the other side to be positive. This will be plus x. Then guys, can we fix this issue? What's going on here? Why it keeps like doing this? Okay, so I'm going to have plus 1 and then minus 5. Everything equated to 0. So now what's next? I have x squared. This will be x squared plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. Guys, this thing is distracting, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Can you guys see the screen on your side? How? Nico, welcome. How, Waban? Pala, it keeps on going blank, blank, blank. Each and every time I try to write something, your night goes like on and off. You see now? Okay, So now what we're going to do is that, let us quickly say we can factorize this and say this will be my x, this will be my x. So now I'm going to look for the factors of 4. Please, for now, let's not focus on the negative, but let's focus on 4. I need the factors of 4 that when I add or subtract them, they'll give me the middle number, which is 3. So the factors of 4 is just 4 and 1. Then I'm going to put these guys on my brackets like this, 4 and 1. So now you take this sign, the sign of the middle term, which is positive, you give it the bigger number. Then this other guy here will be negative. Remember, if the value of c is negative, one bracket should be positive, one should be negative. This is also equated to 0. Then what's next? We know what is the value of x, right? I'm just gonna try to open the XP pen, maybe that will improve. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say x plus 4 is going to give us x is equal to minus 4, or the other side will give us x is equals to positive 1. Are you all happy with that answer? Now tell me guys, since we are working with the square root and we squared both sides, are we done here? Are we done solving? Guys, tell me, are we done solving?
Yeah.
No. Check. Lesero. Thank you. Tsepiso. Amanda. Thank you. Amanda is saying yes. Hon say no. We are not done, guys. We are not done solving the problem, okay? Each and every time you see a square root like this one, just know that at the end you'll need to check your answer. At the end you'll have to reject something. You'll have to reject your answer. So how do we do that? So what you're going to do, you're going to check. We're going to check okay, we're going to check our answer. If x is equal to minus 4, if x is equal to minus 4, we need to substitute on this, on the brackets. Let us quickly substitute left hand side and right hand side. Now we're going to work on that. So what I'm going to do is that where there's x, I'm going to say this is the root of 5 minus, inside the bracket I have minus 4. What is that equals to? 4 plus 5 is 9. This will give us the root of 9, which is equal to 3. Right, now let's check the other side. We said x is minus 4. So this will be minus 4 plus 1. It'll give us minus 3. So can you see that? The other side is 3, the other side is negative 3. Left hand side is no, this is my left hand side. This is my right hand side. This thing starts to annoy me. And then now we say left hand side is not equals to right hand side. Guys, I'm just gonna duplicate this. Hey, duplicate. And then we'll go back to that one for now. So left hand side is not equal to right hand side. What's next? We need to check the other side, okay? So when we check, we're going to say we reject. X must not be equal to minus 4. Make sure that you reject your answer. What about if x is 1? We need to check. If x is 1, that will be 5 minus 1. It's 4. The root of 4 is 2. Then on the other side, we have x plus 2, which is 1 plus 1 is 2. Can you see? Left hand side is equal to right hand side. Then x must be equals to 1. It's your final answer. I'm sorry guys, I just want us to change and go on the other question paper. Maybe this side we won't have problems now. Okay, let's work on this one. Let's see what we have here. They say that you are given the equation 3x squared plus 2x minus 1, and they say describe the nature of the roots without solving the equation. I'm going to need your attention on this one. Now this has to do with and nature of the roots. Né? This has to do with nature of the roots. And then I'm going to give you a map. Make sure that whatever that I'm going to give you now, you're going to use it, and you're going to take a screenshot, or you're going to take the notes, because I'm going to give you the map that you're going to need now. Where can we get that science clinic? Guys, let me just get the science clinic, né? Because what I'm going to show you, if you understand this map, there's no way you're going to note the nature of the roots. You'll always collect those marks. Now let me just try to relax, because I see I'm not relaxed. Let me try to relax, né? I'm just gonna get the science clinic, then I'll share it on the screen now. Surprise, thank you. Oh, okay. We are looking for science clinic. Okay. Given the equation, this is what we have, and they want us to do what? Describe the nature of the roots. If you see the word nature of the roots, just know that we are talking about the discriminant. And what is the formula for discriminant? Discriminant is equals to b squared minus 4ac. So now this is the formula that we use for discriminant. Né? So what I need you to ask yourself, where is this formula coming from? It is coming from the quadratic formula. So basically when we say it is coming from the quadratic formula, we just have to take whatever that we have inside the square root. So it's b squared minus 4ac. This is where it is coming from, the formula. So now from this formula, remember the equation is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. We know the value of a will be 3. The value of b will be 2. The value of c will be minus 1. Therefore, what is the discriminant? It's equal to, where does b? I'm just going to put 2 squared minus 4 into a, which is 3, and the value of c, which is minus 1. So if you punch this on the calculator, you're going to have what? Tell me, guys, what do you get? What is your answer? Tell me, guys, what you get. When you put it on your calculators, what do you guys get? 16. I see 16. Ole Rato, thank you. Thank you, guys. I can see your comments. Don't worry. Né? So the discriminant is equal to 16. So now before I comment on the nature of the roots, né? Before I comment on the nature of the root, you know what I need us to do? There's a document that I just downloaded now. This document is it has a map that can help you solve your nature of the roots problems. So after this one, I know that most of you will be happy that you understand how nature of the roots works. Just give me a second. Everything will make sense now. Né? We calculated the discriminant, and I think everyone understands how we got that. But now let's look at the science clinic. There's a map here. I'm not sure. Can you all see the textbook? On the chat, guys, can you see the textbook? Yes, I'll send the document on the group. Don't worry. I'll definitely send the document on the group. Né? Thank you for the reactions, guys. So now, this textbook, I'm going to move it, the map this side. Let me teach you how this map works. You see why tutoring is important? Because you get to learn new things. You see? New things. I know some of you already know these things. Né? the discriminant, this is the starting point. This is where we start. First thing first, if the discriminant, if the answer is negative, if the discriminant, can you see the discriminant less than 0? If the answer is negative, therefore the nature of the root is no real roots. You're going to stop here. Thank you. You go, Nandi. Thank you. So the nature of the roots, you're going to stop here. Nah? You're going to stop here. But now, if the discriminant is positive or is 0, this is how the map moves like. I'm going to show you how you get. We got our answer as positive. And what was the answer? We got the answer as 16. Okay? The discriminant is 16 and they want you to find the nature of the roots. You will move from this, you go this side, you go that side, okay? You move like this. In fact, let us just, okay, so we start here, right? We're going to move in that direction. I'm not sure if you guys can see this now. We start in the discriminant, you move like this. Therefore, you ask yourself, remember we got the discriminant, it's 16. You're going to ask yourself, is 16 greater than 0? Yes. The nature of the root is real roots. That's the first thing you're going to comment. I come back and say, this is real roots, then we continue. Is our discriminant 0? No. You can't go in this direction, you can't go in that direction because the discriminant is 0. You need to go in the other direction. I'm not sure if you guys understand. I'm just gonna show you now. I'm not sure if this makes sense. The people who are requesting late, they are disturbing us. Ne? So now you're going to go where? In the other direction. We can't go that other direction, but we need to go this side because 16 is greater than 0. We'll move in that side. So when we get here, the second answer is that it will have 2 unequal roots. You understand? That is the second answer you're going to write. They need to get all these things. Then you give them that 2 unequal roots. Then you move. You ask yourself, I have 16. Is 16 a perfect square? Guys, I think everyone understands what is a perfect square. You ask yourself, is 16 a perfect square? Yes or no? Is 16 a perfect square? Let's get the answers on the live. Is 16 a perfect square? The reaction, yes. I see a lot of you saying yes. 15 is a perfect square. Yes, thank you very much. So since 15 is a perfect square, we go this side. We don't go where 15 is not a perfect square, but we go this side. What is the nature of the roots? Rational roots. So your answer will be real roots, 2 unequal roots, and rational roots. You have to write everything down. You're going to say it will be real roots, then unequal roots. This is easy. You just have to know the map. Unequal roots. And what was the last one? The last one will be rational roots. So it will be rational roots. I hope this makes sense. I think today you learned something there. Rational roots. And that's how you answer the question. Then you are done. You collected all the marks. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, Nompilo. Mpilo, you raised a hand. I'm listening.
So I think I lost where what would you say it's unequal roots.
Okay, you want us to go back to the map. Nompilo, you want us to go back to the map, right?
Yes, please. I think I missed that part.
Oh, okay. No problem. Let's go back to the map. Remember, from the map, we said that we start with what? With the discriminant. Né? We start with the discriminant. You find your answer for discriminant, you check. Our discriminant is 16. We calculated the discriminant, it's equal to 16. You ask yourself, is 16 positive or negative? If 16 was negative, this is where we're gonna stop. We're gonna say delta is less than 0, then there is no real roots. But now look at this. Our discriminant is what? Our discriminant It's positive. 16 is positive. So we'll move in that direction. So the first answer is real roots. So when you get real roots, you get on this point, you ask yourself, is the discriminant 0? No, it can't be two unequal roots, but we go in that direction. You see? So it's going to be unequal roots. You don't have to write two unequal roots. You can say unequal roots. Therefore, this one is the answer. Then you keep moving until we get at the end of the map. You ask yourself, is 16 a perfect square? Yes or no? So if it's a perfect square, you move in that direction. You see? Therefore, it's going to be rational roots. That's why we got our answer as real roots. Then we got our answer as what? Unequal roots. I just want to show you why tutoring is important. Ne? Rational, some of these things they don't show you at school. Rational roots. You see? So now, this is the end. But let's assume, what will happen if the discriminant was not a perfect square? So nature of the roots, instead of rational, it was going to be irrational. I hope, thanks, Rory. I hope you guys see this, ne?
Thank you, sir. I could answer it.
Nice, thank you very much. I'm just gonna lower your hand. You see now, I like the order. You see I like the order, guys. There are 44 learners in a class that are attending. 44 learners, and there's an order. So if you want to join the learners, just go to our Facebook page. Click to learn. Spark Genius Academy. There's a link to join the group where we post the live session. Just go to the same name as this one on TikTok. The first post, there's a link on that post. Click on the group link, WhatsApp group link, then you can be able to join them. Okay, now let's continue. Atule, thanks. Let's continue now. So when I have this, the second question, they say that, which is the very same thing that we had on the first, but now the question changes and say, solve for x. We need to solve for x if 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 is less than or equals to 0. Show all necessary workings for 3 marks. We need to solve for x. Let's see. Okay, let us solve for x. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to first factorize this equation. I'm going to first factorize. Let's factorize this guy. I'm going to say I have 3x. Okay, if we factorize the first bracket, remember I just told you guys how you factorize. Now. I just showed you guys. So less than or equal to 0. The first 3x, you take the 3 with the x, you write it on the first bracket. The other bracket will just be x. Right. The other bracket will just be x. Then what happens next? We're going to say we need the factors of 1 that when we add or subtract they give. So the factors of 1 is just 1. So both brackets will have what? Both brackets will be 1. So now, you see when it's like this, it starts to be like more challenging where which one should be positive, which one should be negative. Trust me, you need to pay attention on this. Hopefully when I teach you this one, you're going to get it right next time. Now, look at this. You take this 3x, you multiply the 3x with the last number, which is 1. You multiply these two. You understand? When you multiply these two, what do you get? 3x. 3x times 1 is 3x. So this one will give you 3x. Then now you have 3x. You need to check, how can I get 2x as the middle term? I need to subtract. You understand? I need to subtract. So this tells you that this one should be positive and this bracket should be negative. I'm not sure if you guys see what I did there. You take the 3x, we multiply it with 1. The answer is 3x. So we can see that, oh, if this is 3x, we need to subtract 1x. Because remember, we're going to multiply this with that, which will give us what? Minus x. So when you subtract these two, we're going to get that middle term of 2x. Hopefully, you guys understand what is going on here. So now this is fully factorized. What's next? Critical values. Critical values. So now, talking about critical values, let me teach you how to be the best. I know most of you, you're going to say 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, 3x is equal to, maybe if you solve this side, the value of x, if you solve this is x, it's equal to 1 over 3. the other side x is equal to minus 1. You see, please, now that we have some of the grade 12 learners in the session, we have some of the grade 11, don't include this on your answer sheet. I don't, even when I'm a teacher and let's say I am marking, I don't want to see equal signs when we are working with inequalities. Trust me, I don't want to see this part, equals to 0, equals to 0. While you are working with inequalities, don't do that. What you can do, you can just skip that part and instead solve it on your question paper somewhere, but not on your answer sheet. Then write down what x is equal to minus 3x and minus 1 as your critical value. So what I'm trying to say is that I need you to write it as critical values. You're going to say critical values. I didn't know that we can waste so much time on algebra. So we're going to say this will be critical values. I have this as critical values. Then you can put brackets, start with the small one, which is minus 1 and 1 over 3. You write them like that. You are good to go now. So both of these critical values are included. So now you're going to start with minus 1. We are going to do a number line and 1 over 3. Then you say the value of a here is positive. So if the value of a is positive, this will be concave up. So I'm going to say this will be concave up. I'm going to draw my graph like this. This will be concave up. Right. So now let's decide on the final answer. Ne? When you decide on the final answer, this is what you do. We have this, we have that. Okay? So now when it's like this, what you're going to do is that you're going to say, my advice is that if you have one critical value is negative and the other one is positive, I need you to choose any number between these two numbers. But trust me, when one is positive, one is negative, please always try to choose 0, because this will make everything to be easy. So when you choose 0, you're going to substitute that 0 on your original equation. Remember, the original equation is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. That's your original equation. You need to substitute on that original equation, okay? So what you're going to do is that when we put 0, this will be 0 plus 0 minus 1. What is the answer if we substitute 0? Negative. So since the answer is negative, this tells you that your solution between it's what? Your solution between it's negative and the other two sides will be positive. So now let's answer the question. They are asking, where is this solution negative? Less than 0 means where is this solution negative? It's negative if x is less than 3 going that side. And it will be negative if x is greater than minus 1 going that side. I hope you guys can see. Sorry about a lot of markers, what, it's fine. So the final answer is x must be less than or equals to 1 over 3 and x must be greater or equal to what? Minus 1. That's your final answer. That's how you do the inequalities. The most important thing is to make sure that your critical values are correct. Make sure that you have the correct critical values. Then when you have the correct critical values, write them on the number line. Choose any number between these two. If one is negative, one is positive, just choose 0 as your number. Where does x put 0? Your answer is negative. So this tells you that the solution between is negative. You can use any number between this. Any number will work, will give us a negative. Right, we are done. But before we move, any questions on that one? And Tombizotwa, you raised a hand.
Sir, can I ask? I have used a quadratic formula, and my x is minus 3 and it's 3 and minus 3 and positive 1.
You used the quadratic formula and your x is what?
Minus 3 and 1.
Minus 3 and 1.
Yes, instead of negative 1 and
let's see, maybe we made a mistake. Let me also use the quadratic formula. Let me see. this will be minus into the value of b, which is positive 2, plus root of what is b. B is 2. This will be squared minus 4 into the value of a, which is 3, times the value of c, which is minus 1. Everything divided by 2 into 3. Maybe we made a mistake when we... No, we didn't make any mistake. It should be 1 over 3. Then when we substitute the negative, I need you to pay attention. Yeah, these values are correct. I need you to check if you substituted correctly. Né? Then if you don't get it right, I need you to maybe send a picture on WhatsApp how you do it. Then we'll fix it later for you. You understand? Just maybe take a picture. Yeah. Below. I'm listening. You raised the hand.
Oh, sorry, sir. May I ask, in exam, would... Sorry about that. May I ask, if in exam, will they tell us, will they be specific which formula do they want?
If we should use quadratic.
Yes, or if we could.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much for asking that. Né? Much appreciated. So I think you guys going to get new information. Thank you for asking that. That's a very nice question. Guys, let me tell you something. Né? Guys, stay away from quadratic formula. Learn how to factorize. Only use the quadratic formula if we do have CAPS learners in the lesson. In CAPS question paper, there's this 1.1.2 question. 1.1.2. They'll say, correct your answer in 2 decimal place. When you see that statement, that statement is the one that is telling you to do what? Is the one that is telling you to use a quadratic formula. But if you don't see that statement, just know that there's a mark for this part. There's a mark for your factors. So there's a mark for finding the correct factors. And if you use a quadratic formula and you don't write your factors down, you're going to lose a mark. So let us not donate the marks. Thank you very much for asking that one. Let's only use a quadratic formula if and only if the statement says correct your answer to 2 decimal place. Okay? You understand? Thanks, guys. Let's move to the next one. Look at this question. Sorry, thanks, Kazi. Thanks. Guys, let's push the live, guys. Let's live. Let's tap, né? Because remember, next time it's you on the lesson. You see, on the TikTok, because now next time it's you on the lesson. You need to push the live so that we can attract more viewers, so we can add more learners on the lesson. Because if you are on the TikTok live and you want to be on the session, go to our Facebook page. There's a link that you can use to join the group. The links for the class are posted on the group. So please make sure we attract more learners. Let's push the live now. Okay, thank you very much. Let us continue now. Look at this type of question. They say in the graph f at x. Look at this, guys. You know, when the best thing I want to do when I answer some of the math questions, né? I don't want to focus on questions that will, on things that will confuse me. I don't want to do that. So if we go back here and say, if the graph f at x is equal to what? The f at x is given as 3x squared plus 2x minus 1, which is the very same equations that we were currently working on. It's the same equation. Now let's listen what is the question saying. Listen to the question. They say that if 3x squared plus 2x is shifted 1 unit up, I'm just going to highlight that 1 unit up to form the graph of g. Solve for g at x. They want you to write down g at x. Listen, when we shift 1 unit up, you just say f at x, then we are shifting 1 unit up. We're going to add 1, where we take f at x, we add 1. If we shift 1 unit down, you subtract. Up, we add. Down, you subtract. So if your graph is shifting upward, you add. If your graph is shifting downwards, you subtract. So now, what is your f at x? It's 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. So we minus 1, then we add that 1. So minus 1 plus 1 is just 0. Therefore, what is the graph of g at x? G at x is equal to 3x squared plus 2x. But listen to the question. Are we done? No, we are not done. Why? Listen to the question carefully. Solve for g at x is equals to 0. The question says we must solve. They didn't say find g at x. We have g at x. What's next? We solve g at x. So we need to take this equation and solve it. This will be 3x squared plus 2x. They said we must take the g at x, equate it to 0 and solve. So now when you take out the common factor, you're left with 3x plus 2. What are the values of x? It's either x is 0 or 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Which will give us what? An answer of, what will be the answer? An answer of x is equal to negative 2 over 3. No time for, we don't have time for stories, né? Just marks. We collect the marks. That's what we do. We collect the marks. We don't have time for stories. I don't make jokes when I teach. No. I just want to, I don't want to tell you things that you don't want to hear. If this is a math session, we talk about maths. You understand? We talk, not that I'm not funny. I am funny, but I have time for jokes, not when I'm teaching. What I need to do when I teach is to make sure that I teach learners to collect the marks. I teach them how to study smart. First thing first, make sure that you read the question carefully. You understand the question. So now, they just want you to eliminate 1. They just want to say, this 1 is no longer there, and the new graph is this one. But they won't tell you that the new graph is this one. They just tell you about the vertical shift. You understand? They tell you about the vertical shift, then they want you to solve g at x. So if you don't manage to get this to this step, it won't be easy for you to do what? To find the x values that they are looking for. So that's the trick. The trick here is the shift. 1 unit up, we add 1. So if we add 1 on this f at x, this remove. We are left with what? With 0. So we need to take this thing. Another thing, equate this to 0 and solve for x. That's what you were supposed to do on the question. Next question, simultaneous equation. This is what I have. Simultaneous equation. Let's see. Do you have any questions? Let me try to give someone some time to say something on the lesson. How can we solve this simultaneous equation? Do you guys have any idea? How can we work it out? Someone raised a hand.
To solve this simultaneous equation, we have to make one variable to be there, to be like, I don't know how to say this.
Subject of the formula. I get you.
Yeah, substitute of the formula, so that we can make that equation 3, so that we can substitute. Am I correct?
Yes, that's very correct. So the first thing, what she's trying to say, guys, is that the first thing that you need to focus on is making one variable subject of the formula. So a tip that I'm going to give you as a learner is that on these two equations, look for an equation that it's easiest, the more easy equation. As you can see, y minus 9 is equal to 8. That's going to be my equation 1, because it's going to be easy for me to make one variable subject of the formula. And then minus x squared, y is equal to minus x squared plus 4x plus 5. This will be my equation 2. So now what we're going to do is that we need to take the first equation and say y is equal to, we move the 9 to the other side, which will give us 8x plus 9. And then what is that? We're going to call it equation 1a. Right, I see there's something. Let me check. Lesero, you raised a hand.
Sir, equation 2 does not have a y. Oh, sorry.
Yes, we do have a y. Thank you. At first, I forgot to write the y, then I wrote it after. Thank you. So now that I know what is y, I can we can substitute what? Equation 1a into what? Into equation 2, meaning that on equation 2, where you see y, we need to put 8x plus x. Remember, this is my equation 2. So this equation will become, where there's y, we need to put 8x plus 9. Equate this to what? Minus x squared plus 4x plus 5. You see? What's next? Grouping and adding the like terms. We need to group. So I have 8x. If we group, I prefer we move, because the x squared is negative. Let's take the x squared part to come this side to be positive. Then I'll have plus 4x plus 8x. Not plus 4x, minus 4x. Let's fix that guy. This will be minus 4x. This becomes negative 4x. Then since it's minus 4x, then we're going to say minus 4x plus 8x. We still have plus 9 on the other side. Minus 5 is equal to 0. So we just took everything on the left hand side, on the right hand side, to the left hand side, and the sign changed. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to say, this is my x squared, remember? I'll have x squared minus 4x plus 8x. This will give us positive 4x. Then I have 9 minus 5, which is plus 4. And this is just 0. Wait, do we have something like this? Minus 4x? I think it's going to be difficult for us to factorize something like this. Can someone check if we made any mistake? Please go through the problem. Tell me if we made any mistake. Letoto, thank you very much. KB, I see you. What happened here? X squared minus 4x, 8x plus 9 minus 5. I think everything is good, ne? But now how do we factorize this? You see, now this tells us that we need to use the quadratic formula. Because I don't think the factors will get that middle term of 4x, no. We want 9 minus 5, we know it's 4. So we're going to use the quadratic formula. There's nothing we can do here. There's nothing we can do. Quadratic formula. Please correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. Eminati, George, I'm listening. You raised a hand. Is 2 and 2. 2 and 2. Oh, yes. Yes, thank you very much. Heavenly. George, thank you, guys. Thank you. You know, like, what in my mind is that the factors of 4, it's 1 and 4. I forgot that 4 is an even number. It has more than 2 factors. So it's going to be 2 and 2. Thank you very much. You see, now we're going to complicate things by using the quadratic formula. You see, this is what happens to you when you are in an exam. Especially if you are scared. You see, when you go to write an exam and you are scared or something, you'll never do anything right. So what you need to do, that's what I always tell my learners. Tomorrow, if you are writing math, you need to be excited. You know why? Because you're going to kill that paper. There's no way you just have to be excited. Like, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to write math. If you go there and you are scared, you're going to make some silly mistakes, you see? So now it's going to be 2 and 2. Thank you very much, guys. Both of them will be, wait, now I have a problem. Both of them will be positive, okay? This will be positive, this will be positive. Therefore, x is just negative 2 because both of them are positive. X is just negative 2. We need to go on the other side to find y. what is y equals to? Remember, we can substitute 2 in that equation and say the value of y is equals to 8x, which is added to 9. Therefore, what is y equals to? Y is just 8, where there's x we put negative 2. So this will be negative 2 plus 9. Therefore, y is equals to, what is this times this? Minus 16 plus 9. What is the value of y? Minus 16 plus 9, is that minus 5? Therefore, this gives
Negative
us y
7.
of minus 5. Thank you very much. Someone said minus 7. Ole Rato. Is that minus 7, guys? Yes.
Yes.
I think it's
Yes,
minus
sir.
7, eh?
Yes, it's minus 7.
Thank you. Ole Rato, thank you very much. I see you guys. I don't want to lie, eh? Minus 7. Thanks. Let's move to the next question. I guess everything is in order. Look at that guy. Look at this question. You see why I like to work with IEB question papers? Because if you are doing CAPS and you see this IEB question paper, if you master this IEB question paper, trust me, you're going to be the best when you write your CAPS question paper. Look at this question. The creativity in the question. Look at that. Very creative. You see, they say that if f at x is equal to x squared minus 2x, complete the square. You know, I don't want to be confused, né? I don't want to be confused. You know what I'm going to do? I'll solve the first part of the problem. I'll work on the first part of the problem, which is completing the square. And I think everyone now knows how to complete the square. So when we complete the square, we take our f at x, which is x squared minus 2x. We're going to add minus b over 2a. Wait, it's minus b over 2, not 2a. We add minus b over 2. Wait, guys, help me. What is this? I forgot. What are we adding? It's 2 over b. B over 2, 2 over b. Okay, I think it's 2 over b squared. I don't remember if it's b over 2 squared. Yo, it's b over 2 squared. Now I get it, né? Now I get it. Remember, it's going to be, we're going to add b over 2 squared on both sides, né? We're going to say this is positive inside the bracket. What is the value of b? Negative 2. So this will be minus 2 over 2, everything squared. It's equals to, we add that on both sides. So when we add it, we're going to have minus 2 over 2 to the power 2. So if we work out this will be x squared minus 2x. Please, this part that is on the right hand side, you just have to leave it as what? Negative 1 squared. Don't work it out. We know that the other side is just 1, né? It's just positive 1. But this one, the squared, I need you to leave this squared like this. I'm going to explain why, né? I need you to leave it as squared because this has to do with difference of squares, né? I just want you to leave it like that. So when it's like that, what's next? I need you to say, you see x squared and minus 1 squared. You put them inside the bracket. You take the x, you minus that 1, then you set everything to the power 2. Then we're going to equate this to what? To 1. So when we complete the square, we can bring the 1 to the other side. They said complete the square. Therefore, what is complete the square? Our f at x, if we complete the square, is going to be x minus 1 squared plus 1. I hope everyone understands that part, né? No, why is it plus 1? Should be minus 1. Because the 1 goes on the other side to be negative. I think you guys can see the reason we are doing a lot of mistakes. I don't rely on the memo, né? When I teach, I don't rely on the memo. I don't check memos, memorandum. I just use my hadaft or whatever you guys call it. I don't rely on the memo. When we go to the memo, we'll go to the memo when we say, oh yeah, we are not there. We have too much problems. So this is what we have so far, né? Thank you, Evelyn. So now, this is how it should look like. Now I can answer the second part of the equation. Look at the second part. They say that hence we are done with completing the squared. The second part says hence show that f at x plus 1, meaning that where there's x, put x plus 1, you should get an answer of x squared minus 1. Let's go and do that. Where there's x, they said, remember this is f at x, but now instead of x, we need to put x plus 1 where there's x. Let's go and do that. So this will be inside the bracket, I have x. Instead of x, I'll have x plus 1 minus 1, and this is squared minus 1. So if you can check, what do you have inside the brackets? So the bracket will give us x plus 0, which is just x squared, because 1 minus 1 is 0 minus 1. So the final answer, what is f at x equals to? F at x, oh, they said show that f at x plus 1. So this will be f at x plus 1, it's equals to x squared minus 1. You just have to follow the instruction. So now, what you do in an exam, you'll just read the whole question and then you start panicking. Don't do that. When you start panicking means that you're going to donate the marks. Like when you are rich again, in marks, you are very, very rich. You want to give them away. These marks are too much for you. This 28 marks are too much. So you'll be like, you know what? Let me just give these 4 marks away, because I think specific. So please, Lisedi, thank you. Can you repeat, sir? Okay, Honse, let me repeat now. Zandile raised a hand. Let's go to Zandile first, then we'll go to Honse. Zandile, I'm listening.
Yes, sir. For the first step, say, you see, you equated the whole equation to open bracket minus 2 all over 2 close the bracket squared.
Okay.
So I mean, I usually, instead of equating it, I immediately subtract the that open bracket, that bracket, I mean.
You subtract it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fana, I see your question. There are some learners says they can't raise a hand. Zandile, thank you very much for that. That's the best way to do. You can also do it like that. It's fine. Fana, I see your comments, guys, and I think it's best if you guys send those comments. You see now the questions that you are asking, you are helping someone. Keep it up. Zandile, thank you very much for that. Let us first start with Zandile first. Guys, or let me explain where is minus 2 over 2 coming from first. Then I'll go to what is Zandile want us to do. So there are people on the comments asking that where did we get minus 2 over 2? The minus 2 over 2 comes from this. Remember that the equation is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. So is the value of b with the sign. What is the value of b here? Negative 2. So it's going to be minus 2 over 2 everything squared. So I think I did answer that one from the comment. Someone said, where is the minus 2 over 2 coming from? I hope you are happy. Now you understand where is the minus 2 over 2 coming from. Say, may I please ask a question after I can't raise my hand? Oh, Kiabitu, you said you can't raise your hands. You can send your question on the comments. You can send your question. Where did the FX go on step 1? We'll come to Katlero. Katlero, I'm coming to you. So now I think it's best when we have a lot of questions. Let me explain this. Zandile suggests that instead of equating this to minus 2 over 2, he says that whatever that you are adding, make sure that you subtract. What Zandile suggests is that, you see, someone will prefer what Zandile is saying. X squared minus, is going to be x squared, I see starting again. It's going to be x squared minus 2x plus, inside the bracket, negative 2 over 2 squared. He's saying that after adding whatever that you are adding, make sure that you subtract it again. minus 2 over 2. Then equate everything to 0. That is what Zandile is saying, because if you do that, you'll still get the same answer. Okay, let's see. We have more questions. Khonse raised a hand. Kiabit, so I'm trying to check if you ask your questions. I don't understand from the red part. Okay, I'll explain the red part. Ne? Kiabit, I'm waiting for. Kiabit, I'm waiting for your question. Ne? Khonse, I'm listening.
So first, for me to complete the square, so it's whereby I will say, after the x squared minus 2x, I will say plus into 1 over 2 open bracket minus the the value of the value of that minus 2 minus, so I will take the minus 2 on to put it on the bracket and put the other bracket, and whereby I will square it. So is that correct?
Okay, wait. I can't hear you. Let's take it step by step. You said you'll do what?
I will say x squared.
Guys, I can't hear Khons. I'm not sure if it's your network, but I can't hear you, Khons.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Guys, I'm not sure. Is it my network? It's Khons. Khons, you know what you can do now? Send your solution on WhatsApp. Just send it to me on WhatsApp. Then I'll fix. If you got it wrong, I'll fix it and post it on the group for other learners to get it right. I just want to attend other learners. Ne?
So only you can send me.
I know. He can send it privately, ne? To my inbox. Zandile said we forgot to square the second one. And then Khonze. But let's go to Kiabit first. So why don't we square root on the third method, since we are completing the square, and we'll get 2 answers. On the third method, I'm not sure if I understand when you say the third method, Kiabit. The third method. I'm not sure I understand the third method part. But it's fine, eh? Mpilo and Claire, you raised a hand.
So may I ask why on Zandile's method, like why didn't you square them?
Yes.
Like
this one. Whatever that we are adding, we should subtract. Now, thank you very much. Okay, someone said, say, I don't understand the red part. Let me explain. Let me explain the red part again. Ne? The red part, remember when we say x squared minus 2x squared, you're going to say the first x here, you write it inside the bracket. Then whatever that you have inside the bracket, you take it with the sign, you subtract from x. Then you put all these things, since both of them they are to the power 2, you're going to square them. Then you equate this to what? To that 1 that you get. Then we take the 1 to the other side to be negative. Then what do we have on the right hand side? We only left with 0. So now, to answer this question, they say f at x plus 1. F at x plus 1, meaning that on this equation, where there's x, what do we do? Where there's x, we put x plus 1 minus 1. So where there's x, this is my x. What should we put? X plus 1. So I substituted x as x plus 1. I still have the minus 1. Then everything is squared. So if we add this thing inside the bracket, we'll have x plus 0 squared. So x plus 0 squared is just x squared. So we have the x squared. We still have that minus 1. So we've managed to do the proof. I hope everyone understands that part, ne? I hope everyone is happy now. Let's move to sequence and series. Kanakatla, what did you say? Let me try to go back to Katla's question. Katla asked something about where's the f at x coming from. Where is the f at x coming from? Which f at x? Which f at x, Katla? And Pilo, you raised the hand again. I'm listening.
Also, I just want to ask them when the first red part, then why didn't we solve that -1 squared?
-1 squared. Why we? Oh, yes. Okay, guys, remember I'm telling you that whatever that you are asking, someone there, this makes someone else to understand more better because of your question. Thank you very much. Let us rewrite this thing on a whiteboard, the new board. It's x squared minus 2x plus minus 1. So it's going to be, let's write this thing down here. So someone is asking that from this x squared, we have x squared minus 2x minus plus inside the bracket minus 1 squared. I'm not sure. Was it like this? Plus, yeah. So guys, why the reason that we don't work out this one, why we don't solve it, is because remember we have the difference of squares, which is a squared plus ab minus plus or minus c plus maybe b squared. So the last term should be squared, the second term should be, the first term should be squared. That's why we don't have to work out to the last one. I'm not sure if you guys understand that part. So you're going to leave this thing like this. Why? Because we need the squared. We need that squared. Then we can do this and say this is x. Then we take the other one that is squared with the sign. Then we put them like that. Then this tells you that if we multiply out these brackets, if we expand and multiply, we're going to get what? We're going to get x squared minus 2x plus positive 1. I'm not sure if this makes sense. Pilo, did I answer your question?
Yes, Sam, answered. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Guys, please keep those questions coming. Let's move to the next problem now. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Now it's good when I add you guys on the lesson and you participate. It's very good. So now, you see, let's work on this. Let's work on this. Let's see, there's someone requesting to join. Sipose 2. We have Sipose 2. Okay, look at this question. Look at what you have here. They want us to complete the next term of the sequence. Complete the next term of the sequence. Wow, guys, I don't have, let's say, if this, I need to give you guys 5 minutes. If someone can tell me the next term of the sequence, you guys will use body chat GPT. I wanted to make a quick competition and say if someone can give me the correct answer. I'm not sure what I'm gonna give that person voucher, but we're not sure what voucher. Maybe Uber Eats voucher or something. But I know someone will take a picture and send it to ChatGPT. So which will make this not to be like, it has to be fair, you understand? Someone said square root 1. Let me see, who's this? Grow. It can't be square root 1. If you are crying, you can see that what I'm saying, it might be not. Why is it square root 1? Because it's 3. Oh, it's 3 root 3. Then 1 root 1. No. There's something, guys. You see this thing? How many marks? This is 1 mark, ne? Yeah, it should be 1 mark. I think so. 1 mark. Guys, trust me. This question is 1 mark, but this one is challenging. According to me, it's not easy because there's something unique about this question. There's something unique. Think about it. There's something unique. What will be the next one? What will be the next question? Let me teach you what to do. Tell me, guys. There's something common in this question. What is that common? What do you see? Ask yourself. There's something geometric sequence. We're not sure yet if it's geometric ratio. Someone said ratio. No, listen. We're not sure yet if it's geometric. But now look at the question. 1 mark. The 1 mark should tell you that, you know what? Let's not go too much into too much details. Look at this. When you check at this, ask yourself, what is common here? What is common? Can someone tell me what is common? Square root of 1. 1 over square root of 3. You know, square root of, I just want to know what is common. Like, okay, what, just give me one thing that you notice that is the next term. Oh, no. Look at one thing that keeps on appearing on this sequence. What is that? Exactly, excellence. Excellence, that's very correct. 3. We can see that we keep having the 3. So now, if we keep having the 3, the pattern has to do with this 3. I can see that now. The pattern has to do with this 3. So can I change my sequence and write it as 3? And change this as what? And change this as 3 to the power 1 over 2. Why are we writing it as 1 over 2? Which law did we use here? Which law did we use? Laws of exponent that says if I have a root a, we can write this thing as a over 1 over 2. Guys, I don't have time for basics now. So now, if I have 3 and the next term is 3 to the power 1 over 2, how can I make 1 to be 3 also? That one I can write it as 3 to the power 0. Now I see the pattern. Is 3 to the power 1. We have 1 over 2. We have 0. So this pattern is decreasing by half. This pattern is, the exponents are decreasing by half. The next term will be 3 to the power minus 1 over 2. So that's the next term. So the next term is 3 to the power minus 1 over 2. That's the next term. You can write it here, then you'll get your marks. Next question. We are given the sequence 2, 9, 20, 31. They say on this sequence, the question asks, is this linear or quadratic pattern? Is the pattern linear or quadratic? If we find the difference, remember, a 9 minus 2 will give us 7. 20 minus 9, 11. 35 minus 20. I think that's 15. Do we have a constant common difference? No, it is not linear. We keep finding the difference. 11 minus 7, 4. 15 minus 11, 4. Is this a quadratic pattern? Yes. What will be the answer? The answer will say quadratic. This is quadratic. What is the reason? This is how I need you to write your reason. You're going to say this is quadratic. Why? Because we have it's a quadratic because it has the second constant difference. Guys, if you just say constant difference, it's wrong. Make sure that you include the word second constant difference. Are you all with me on that? Are you guys happy? Thank you. Let me check if we have any comments below, guys. From easy, everything from easy to easiest. Yes. 3 to power 0. Thank you very much. I see the answer. Zwanga, thanks. 3 to power 3. Guys, perfect. Yeah, guys, from easy to easiest. That's how it is, ne? That's how it is. Because make sure that you study, ne? Study the basics. When you come to my sessions, everything will be easy. Make sure that you understand the basics, ne? This was, yeah, make sure that you understand the basics. Make sure so that when you come on this lesson, we work. So now what happens is that we said this is quadratic and it's a second constant difference. Determine the nth term. When you see the word nth term, just know that they are talking about the general term. The general term. They want you to find the general term. And when they want you to find the general term, what do? You go to the previous question, you check, oh, this is quadratic, and if we are looking for the general term, it should be in the form of what? Tn, it's equals to an squared plus bn plus c. That's what that's the formula for what? That is the formula for Pablo, thanks. That's the formula for quadratic. So what we need the value of a. Guys, when you need to calculate the value of a, what you're going to do is that you're going to say 2a is equals to the second difference. Then you take the 3a plus b. You equate this to the first term of the first difference. Then to find the value of c, you're going to say a plus b plus c. We equate it to the first term of the sequence. Let's go and write everything down. We set 2a is equal to the second difference, which is 4. Divide both sides by 2. What is the value of a? The value of a is just 2. We got that one. Therefore, we say 3a plus b is equals to the first term of the first difference. Remember, this sequence here, it's your first difference. We need to equate this to what? To 7. We need to equate it to 7. So you're going to say 3a plus b is equal to 7. Remember, if it happens that you get the value of a wrong, this will affect what? This will affect your answer of the value of b. So this will be 3 into where there's a, you put 2 plus b is equals to 7. Therefore, b is equals to 1. Because 3 times 2 is 6, the 6 will go to the other side to be negative. Then this will give us 1. Right. Then I have a plus b plus c, which is equal to the first term of the sequence. What was the first term equals to? We go and check. The first term is 2. So we're going to equate this to what? To 2. Where there's a, we put 2, plus where there's b, we put 1 plus c, and this is equals to 2. Now what's next? We just have to solve. This is not 1, but this is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. What will be equals to 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So what is the general term? The general term will be Tn is equals to a, which is 2, plus b, which is positive n minus 1. And that's it. You are done. You got it right. You collected the marks. Perfect, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do see your comments. Right. This is how easy it is, né? So, guys, please make sure that you get these things right, né? Don't donate the marks. If the question is easy, make sure that you get it right. So I'm just gonna give you time, guys, to work on this question. Please make sure work on this question. Determine they say that the first 3 terms of arithmetic sequence are, we are given the first 3 terms. They want you to determine the value of x and then generate the first 3 terms of the sequence. Guys, Konja, I can't give you time to what is this? To work on this. Remember, you had the whole day to work on these questions. You had the whole day. X is equal to minus 1. You already have x. Wow, Lucille, that was fast. On the TikTok, come on, guys, let's push the live. Let's keep on tapping the screen, guys. Please, let's push the live. At least let's reach 10k likes, né? 10k. Tap the screen on your side. Teddy, thanks. Let's push it. Come on, guys. Come on. Please push. Push. I know that we don't have any lady talking. if we had someone else who casto fimo twerking, I can not 100 likes. So unfortunately it's maths. So but let's try and push now. So now back to the question. We got someone said x is minus 1. Let's see if that's true now. They said that the first term of the sequence, this is arithmetic. They already told us that this is arithmetic. So this will be my term 1, this is my term 2, and this is my term 3. See this thing? Let us start this on a new. Let's duplicate this because I see now it's not working. Okay, so this is, we have term 1, term 2, and term 3. So this is my T1, T2, T3. So now when they say that this is arithmetic, we know that this has the what? The constant value. What is constant value? Is D, which is equal to T2 minus T1. Term number 2 minus term number 1. Then what's going on? We're going to say this is, when they want the x value, we're going to take T2 minus T1, which will be all equals to what? Term number 3 minus term number 2. So we're going to equate these two and say this is equal to T3 minus T2 because they have the constant difference. So what is your term 2? It's x minus 3. So what is important here is that when you minus T1, make sure that you put it inside the bracket. This will be 3x minus 4. This is where most learners make mistake, because now can you see that the negative will change the sign of 3x, it will also change the sign of negative 4. Then we equate this to term number 3, which is 2x plus 1. We minus whatever that we are minusing, we put it inside the bracket. So now what's next? Multiplying out the bracket. Pay attention. This is x minus 3 minus 3x plus 4. Equate this to what? 2x plus 1 minus x plus 3. Now you can group the like terms, add the like terms. If we start on this side, I'll have x minus 3x, which is negative 2x, minus 3 plus 4 is plus 1. Equate this to, please make sure you check me on your side that I don't make mistakes. 2x minus x, this will be plus 4. Now let's take the x to the other side to get us negative 3x is equal to 1 to the other side, that will give us 3. Therefore, what is x? Someone got negative 1, which is correct. Thank you very much. Wow, that was fast. Wow, you solved that question like fast. Who gave us the right answer? Let me quickly check. That was fast. Butisani, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Okay, guys. Leseo, is it Leseo? Excellent. Thank you. I can see your comments, Evelyn. Thank you. Okay, Leseo, thanks. I see you guys are solving on your side. Now you have T1, T2, T3. Evelyn says that T1 is minus 4, or minus 7, T2 is minus 4, and T1 is minus 1. Thank you. The next three terms is 2, 5, and 8. Leseo got different answers. We're going to check why Evelyn and Leseo have different answers. But now let's give Bilo a chance to ask questions. Bilo, I'm listening.
As I may ask, in exam, will they always give us the sequence that have a constant different?
Will in an exam do what?
Will they always give us a sequence that have the same, like that have the concepts different?
No, it depends on the type of a question. Remember, if they say it's either they give you what arithmetic, or they give you geometric. If you are in grade 12, they'll give you geometric or arithmetic. If you are in grade 11, they'll just give you an arithmetic. In grade 11, it's always arithmetic, or they might give you a quadratic pattern, which is what I saw at the end of the question paper. Thank you very much for asking that. If we can go back at the end of question paper, they gave us a quadratic. Let's go. I remember at the end of the question, you see, they said it's a quadratic this time. So you're going to see how we do this when it's quadratic, okay? So this one, it has to do with x and
Yes,
y.
I'm asking that.
Yeah, we'll work on that, don't worry. There's too much things that we need to discuss, and I see that we are running out of time, but it's fine. So now we haven't done answering the question. We still have to find the first three terms, okay? We still have to find the first three terms, T1, T2, and T3. Guys, let me leave you to do this one. What is term number 1? If x is minus 1, this will be 3 into minus 1 minus 4. So it's going to be minus 7. So that answer is correct. The one that we got on the chart, is correct. Thank you very much for giving us the correct answer. Then this one is x minus 2, which will give us minus 4. So this is minus 7, this is minus 4. This will be 2 into minus 1, which is minus 2 plus 1, which will give us minus 1. Thank you very much. That was correct. That was right. Right, now that we have the pattern, they want us to find the general term of the sequence. Remember, our pattern is minus 7, minus 4, minus 1. So this is an arithmetic. Minus 4, if you find at a constant difference, you know what is the constant difference? Which formula do we use? D is equal to T2 minus T1. So the value of D is just term number 2 minus term number 1. Okay, there's someone requesting Hoto. Welcome. I'm just gonna lower your hand, non-below, just in case you raise your hand again, I can see you. So this will be T2, which is minus 4. I need to minus inside the bracket minus 7. Therefore, what is D equals to? So D is equal to minus 4 plus 7. Which will give us what? What is minus 4 plus 7? Positive 2, ne? Or positive 3? That's the value of D. Now they want the general term. So Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 times D. That is the general term. What is the value of A? Minus 7 plus n minus 1 times D, which is 3. So what will Tn be equal to if we multiply out the bracket? This will be plus 3 and minus 3. So therefore, what is, can someone tell us, if we put this in standard form by adding the like terms, this gives us Tn to be equal to 3n minus 10. That's it. That's the general term. We are done answering the question. Everyone is happy. Are you guys happy with that? Any questions? Thank you, Zandile. I can see your reactions, guys. Any questions on this one? All good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. See, people are tired. The numbers are dropping. Now we have 33 learners in the lesson. People are Nkari. You just, you see now, Nkari is here. We're working on a past paper. You just joined now. We've been in a lesson since 4 o'clock. We've been pushing since 4. Welcome, Nkari. I see you now. So now, they said that the next one we need to simplify. We need to simplify, guys. Okay, let us try to check this problem and check what is going on here. Can you see that we have 3 to the power something, 3 to the power something? So this tells us that this problem has to do with 3 to the power something, but we need to engineer the problem first. We need to fix some of the things here. We need to work this thing out, fix it step by step. I'm not sure if you guys are still with me on that, but let's work on it and say the first part I need to apply the laws of exponent. Remember, the base are the same. What do we do to the exponent? We add the exponent. So I'm going to reverse the law. I'm going to write the 3 to the power x plus 3 as 3 to the power x times 3 to the power 3. Because the base are the same, this 3 times 3 to the x times 3 to the power 3 is the same as 3 to the power x plus 3. The base are the same, we add, we reverse the law. We still have minus 3 to the x on top. Everything is divided by what? I need to remove the square root. Using the laws, remember how do we remove the square root? If I have the root a, let's say this is n, outside we have m. Maybe we can just write this properly and say this is n, the root a to the power m. We can use, I don't like explaining too much basics, but I know that if I change this thing, someone might be lost. So let us quickly do it. Whatever that you have, the exponent inside the square root becomes a numerator. You divide by whatever exponent you have outside the square root. So what I'm trying to say is that the bottom part, we can write it as 3. Whatever that is inside the square root becomes on top. You divide with whatever that is outside the square root. So now we are moving. Nkari things. You see now Nkari is here. We are moving, but I'm just surprised, Nkari, why you haven't joined the lesson this side. Because you see I have 33 learners now in the lesson, and you are not in the lesson. But it's fine, Nkari, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, Nkari. Okay, so now, if we look at this problem, we have what? What do we have? A common factor of 3 to the x. So I'm just going to take that guy out as a common factor. What am I left with? 3 to the power 3 minus what? You see, we have 3 to the power x out. It's out as a common factor. We'll join on the next lesson. Okay, no problem. So now when it's out, we replace it with 1. And everything is divided by 3 to the power x. Remember, the 3 on top, on bottom will cancel. So what I'm trying to say, this 3 and that 3 will cancel. So I'm left with 3 to the power what? 3 to the power x. Which tells you that this 3 to the power x will cancel with that 3 to the power x. What is the answer there? 3 to the power 3, I think this is 27. Is it 27?
8.
So, yes, this will be 27, then we minus 1. So, on top we still have 27 minus 1, which will give us the answer of 26. So, the answer of 26 is your final answer. Are you all happy with that? 26, Klompo, thanks. Because now you know what I want to do. I want to change the question so that you can see how they can ask this in an exam. Né? In an exam, they can say, instead of saying simplify, they can say that prove that this is equal to 26. So you just have to solve that. You should get your answer as 26. So that left hand side is equal to right hand side. So instead of simplify, they might say prove and equate this guy, everything here, to 26. You just have to solve. You do the same thing that we did here. Right, let's see what we have next. Same question, but now this one we're going to do like so much changing what. First thing first, let's take the 9. We know that 9 is going to be 3 squared. We can write the 9. I'm going to first change the 9. Let's write this 9 as 3 squared, and everything is to the power x multiplied by 10. I know that the 10 I can write it as 5 times 2. Everything to the power x minus 2. I'm trying to reduce these numbers. What about 15? 15 I can write it as 3 times 5. Everything to the power x. What about 6? 2 times 5. I'm sorry, 2 times 3. 6 will be 2 times 3. So 6, that will be 2 times 3. to the power x minus 1. So when you have it like this, what's next? We're multiplying out the exponent. So when I say multiply out the exponent, what I need you to pay attention on is that this is to the power 1, this is to the power 1. So this is to the power 1, this is to the power 1, this is to the power 1, this is to the power 1. So we need to multiply out the exponent by saying 3 times 2 to the x will give us 3 to the power 2x. This will give us 3 to the power 2x times 5 to the power 1 times x minus 2. We are multiplying out the exponent times 2 to the power what? X minus 2. And everything is divided by 3 to the power x times 5 to the power x times 2 to the power x minus 1 times 3 to the power x minus 1. Can we please not waste time? You know what I'm going to do? I'll start with the 3. Let's start with the 3. We have 3 on top and 3 on bottom. So the base are the same. We are dividing the same base. What do we do to the exponent? We subtract the exponent. So this will be 3 to the power the 1 on top. We minus the exponent of the 1 on bottom. Multiplied by, we go to 5. We have 5 on top, 5 on bottom, which will give us what? Oh, we forgot, and there's another one. Can you see? There's this one here. So this will make things to be more complicated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say this is minus inside the bracket. That x, I need to add it with what? I need to add it with the x minus 1 because the base are the same on bottom. I need to subtract the exponents. Guys, let me pause here and check if you guys are still with me. Can you please guys confirm if you understand? Are you still moving with me? Do you guys understand why I'm saying 2 to the power x for the one on top? We minus for the one on bottom, we add them because the base are the same and you are multiplying. Then we're going to add x with x. Yeah, I think everyone understands that. Né? Now let's move to this one. 5. We have 5 on top, which is x minus 2. We need to subtract whatever that we have on bottom, which is x. Everything is moving nice now. We have 2 on top, which is 2 to the x minus 2. We need to subtract the exponent. You see, when I subtract, I'm going to put that x minus 1 inside the bracket. Right. What's next? I'll try to simplify this just to save time. I know that these two guys here will give me 2x, and then the 2 times this negative will give us negative 2x, which will cancel with that. Then this times this will give us positive 1, so this will just be 3 to the power 1. Please guys, if you don't understand this, work it out on your side, write it down, solve it step by step. Michelle Cajiso, welcome. Michelle Cajiso, welcome. The family is growing, I don't want to lie. So please, if you don't get this one, work it on your side. And then we have x minus x will cancel. This guy cancel with that one. We are left with 3 times 5 to the power negative 2. Therefore now, to save time again, I'm just gonna work my magic here. I know this will be minus x plus 1. So now the x cancels because one is positive, the other one is negative. Then you are left with minus 2 plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 will give us what? Times 2 to the power negative 1. I hope we did this right. Now if it's not right, please work it out on your side. We'll discuss it on the group, don't worry. But I think everything is good. Né? So 3, I'm going to say times 5 squared, 5 to the power minus 2, I can write it as 1 over 5 squared times 1 over 2. So on top I have 3, on bottom I have 25 times 2. Hey, let's hope this is right. You see now, 3 over 50. Our answer is 3 over 50. I just have doubts on this one. Let me quickly check on the memo, because I think I do have the memo here now. I just want to check if this is right, because you see now, when we have 1 over 50, 3 over 50, but I think we did everything. Yes, that's correct. No? Everything is good. We did everything right. Remember, guys, I told you guys, we only check the memo if we're not sure. Don't, even when you are studying on your side, just don't always oh, what's going on? Even when you are studying on your side, don't always work on the memo. No, you only go if you see now it's blurry. But is it fine now? Okay, I think I know why, but let me try to fix that issue. Hopefully now you guys can see, né? Guys, we're moving slow, but the most important thing is for you guys to understand, né? Why is it doing like this? Okay. I'm still fixing something here. I think we need to increase the bright, because it's late now. Okay, let's go and work. Let's see what we have next. We said we're not gonna touch finance. I'm happy you are done with number patterns. So let's look at functions. Let's look at functions. You see, sketch the following. They want you to do what? Sketch the following on separate set of axes given. Label all relevant points, axis, intercept, and asymptotes. Okay, so we need to sketch the graph of 3 to the power x minus 1. Remember, the minus 1 is your horizontal asymptote. So y is equal to minus 1, meaning that where this, when it's like this, if this is minus 1 here, we're going to have a horizontal asymptote. I'm just going to put it down there. Like this. I'm going to say this is my minus 1, and this is where I'm going to put my minus 1. This is my horizontal asymptote. It's at y, it's equal to negative 1. Maybe we should put that one with a different marker for everyone to see it right now. This is negative 1. Guys, I'm trying to, because I know that it's not well visible now, but at the same time we can. Okay, thanks guys, I can see your reactions now. See now. Okay, so now when it's like this, what I'm going to do is that let's go back to this. We are given 3 to the x minus 1. Let us look for the y and x intercept. Let's start with the y. Y intercept, we find it if x is 0, meaning that where there's x, we're going to put 0. This will be 3 to the power 0 minus 1. Therefore, what is y? 3 to the 0 is 1. We know that it's 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the y-intercept is 0 and 0. So it cuts n 0 and 0. So this tells us that same applies to what? The x-intercept. Because if I calculate the x-intercept, I'll still get 0. Someone is asking, how are we going to get 0? Let me explain this. Because I know that if I find the x-intercept, if, let's say we find the x-intercept, if y is equal to 0, we're going to have 0 is equal to 3 to the x minus 1. The 1 comes this side. I have 3 to the x. 1 can be written as 3 to the power 0. Any number to the power 0 is what? It's 1. Then I'm going to have, this is, the base are the same, x is 0, so it's also 0 and 0. So we can see that it cuts where? At 0 and 0. Now let's talk about the shape. If the value of a is greater than 0, your graph will look like this. And if it's negative, if the value of a is less than 0, your graph will look like that. So what I'm trying to say is that my graph will look like this. I'm not quite sure about the value of a, but this is what I believe the graph will look like. I'm just gonna confirm it. Don't worry, guys. I'll confirm this. Né? So this is how the graph will look like. Then you are done. Let us quickly just confirm it and say on the science clinic. Let us go on the science clinic, because if we make the value of a wrong, we're just gonna go to science clinic where we talk about functions. Let's see what's going on here. B determines the shape, so that's the value of B, not A. That's the value of B, and it also depends if B is greater than 1. Oh, it depends if B is greater than 1 or it's what. Guys, we're just gonna schedule another lesson to discuss the basics now, because I don't like to talk too much about the basic. If B is greater than 1, this is how your graph will look like. And if B it's between 1 and 0, your graph will look like. Most of the time you'll find your B to be fraction. If it's 1 over 3 to the power x something, what, your graph will look like this. And if it's greater than 0, it will look like that. So otherwise our graph is correct. I know I'm always right, né? Most of the time, not always, but most of the time I'm always right. Right, I hope everyone is with me on that, and I hope everyone is happy with that answer. So guys, I just need a moment. You see this question, how many marks? I'm not sure if I should explain this, but this is 3 marks. Let me try and explain it and see if you guys going to understand. Né? Look at this question. I'll try and explain how you can draw this graph. Let's see if you guys will get this. Né? We have, okay, just give me a second. They say that y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. They give us what? This in the form of a quadratic, né? Where a is greater than 0. Let's start with this a greater than 0. If a is greater than 0, what is that telling you about the shape of the graph? It will be concave up. So what I'm going to say is that I'm already given that a is greater than 0. My graph will be concave up. That's what I know so far. I need to draw the graph, and as you can see, that's the only information we are given. A greater than 0. Now let's talk about this b less than 0. I need you to pay attention on this one. Né? If the value of b is less than 0, this value of b here, what will happen to the graph? The value of b, it affects the position of the vertex, making it shift to the right or left. So, but if it's less than 0, it's going to shift where? It's going to shift to the right. I'm not sure if you guys understand that part. So what I'm trying to say is that on this guy, because they said b is, because they said that the value of b is less than 0, our graph will shift where? It will shift to the right. Why is it shifting to the right? Since the vertex the x vertex, let's write it down, the x vertex, it's equals to the formula that we use, it's minus b over 2a. Right. That's what you need to understand for now. Now let's talk about, they said b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Now they are talking about what? The discriminant. They are saying that the discriminant is negative. Delta less than 0. If the discriminant is negative, this tells us that this guy here, it tells us that we have no real roots. We have what? No real roots. So guys, if there's no real roots, what we are trying to say is that your graph does not cut the x-axis. If the discriminant is less than 0, this is telling you that the graph must not touch the x-axis. Okay, so now, how can we work on this step by step? I hope you guys will understand. I'm just going to try and make this thing easy. First thing first, we know that our graph will shift. The original graph of a quadratic looks like this. That's the original graph. Then now, but because of b, the graph will shift in that position. You see, the graph will shift in that position. I'm going to say b is less than 0. This tells us that it will shift to the right. So I'm going to move my graph using a different marker. I'm going to move my graph to this other side and say, we know that it's going to be somewhere there. The blue part is where it shows that b is less than 0. It shifted to the right. But now, let us talk about something else on this quadratic. There's something else we need to consider. The product of the roots. Let me show you the product of the roots, guys. I said I'm not sure if I should explain this. I hate explaining difficult question like this, because now you'll feel demotivated and maybe you might even forget everything that we did so far on this lesson, but it's fine. Let us do it. So what I need you to do, let's talk about the product of the roots. The product of the roots, we say it's what? It's c over a, from the equation ax squared plus bx plus c. You just take a, you divide by c. You see, I'm just going to show you the things that they don't teach you at school. It's c over a. So if the roots are positive in sign, their product must be negative. What I'm saying that if the roots are positive, their product must be what? Negative. So now, from this, they're telling us that, let's remove this and explain this way easy. Let's do it easy. Now, if I have 4, what's going on? Thanks, surprise, I see you back. Okay, I have b squared minus 4ac, and they say this is less than 0. You know what I'm going to do? First thing first, I'm going to divide everything by what? Let's divide by negative. Let's divide this by negative 1. So if I divide everything by negative 1, first thing we know the sign will change. This will be 0. Then I'll have positive 4ac. Let's write it down. 4ac. Therefore, I'll have minus b squared. Then I'm going to divide everything by, let's divide everything by 4a. Divide everything by 4a. Divide by 4a. So we know that c minus b squared over 4a is greater or equal to 0. So when it's like this, this is telling you that y vertex must be what? The y vertex must be greater than 0. This means that the graph is above the x-axis. It must not touch the x-axis, but we need to move it up. So the graph that they want, we should draw it like this. We should draw the graph like this. Yo guys, this is too much information. This is your graph. The red part is the answer. The red part is the answer. I hope guys I did not make this more complicated. So now let's explain. Maybe someone is lost here, but these are not the type of questions that you should stress about. You know why? Because they change every time. I'm just showing you how to answer this type of questions. They change every time, né? So don't pay attention on this type of question. Maybe someone understand what is going on here, but if you don't understand, don't worry. If you don't understand, please don't worry. I'm also going to post this video because I'm recording the lesson. We'll post the lesson for you to go and watch later on. Oh Jesus, we're almost done, guys. We're going to end the live soon. If we can manage to finish this question, we're going to stop. Yeah, let us continue. Let's see. We're still on. Okay, let us continue. Okay, thanks. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, people are going in and out. What's going on? Admit. Stembi, so you are back. I'm not sure if you are back or what, but welcome, Net. So determine the equation of the graph in the form y is equals to. So look at this question. Let's see what we have here. See now. Let's look at what we are given here. Determine the equation of the graph in the form of a over x minus p. Look at what you are given. You are given the asymptotes. Né? You are given the asymptotes, and these are the asymptotes. We have the asymptote as your x as 1. I'm just going to write it down here. Not your x, your y to be what? Positive 1. And we have your x as 2. This is what we have, your x as 2. That's the first thing you need to do, to write down your vertical and horizontal asymptote. Let's go and write them on this equation. This will be a y is equals to a divided by x, and then what is the answer? The answer is 2, so we're going to say this is x minus 2, then y is 1, we're going to say plus 1. So now what's next? We need to find what? We need to find the things. We need to find the value of what? A. So to find the value of a, we can use any point. I'm going to choose this point here because I can see that this point is 0 and 3. The x is 0. Someone can prefer to use this point here, which is what? 6 and 0. It's up to you which point you want to use. I'm just going to take 3 and 0. Where there's y, I need to put 3. And this is a over where there's x, I need to put 0. Then add this one. The 1 will come to the other side to be 3 minus 1. I'm just going to save time and write that as 2. So if we save time, we write that as 2. What do we have? We're going to say this will be 2. It's equals to a over negative 2. So now when we cross multiply, the value of a is just minus 4. But you are not done yet. Ne? You need to substitute the value of a back on the equation and say the original equation is minus 4 over x minus 2 plus 1. This is the original equation. Now that you have the original equation, you can answer the following questions. Oh, this is another question. We are done with this one already. Oh, okay. We have another question here. Let's see if we have another one. Oh, damn it. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure if they said that the diagram shows the graph of f at x. What is f at x? Minus x squared minus 4x and g at x, which is 2x minus 6. So we can see the information. A is the turning point of f. We can see they say A is the turning point. Keep that in mind. We're going to use it somewhere. And then B, O, C are the x-intercept of F and G. D is the y-intercept. First question, determine the coordinates of A and B. How many marks? For 5 marks. Wow. A and B. They want us to find the value of A and the value of B. The coordinates of A and B. What I'm going to do, I'm not sure. Should we start with A? Let's start finding A. Remember that A is on the parabola, and the equation for parabola is given as f at x is equals to negative x squared minus 4x. Guys, what happened to asking questions? Let me check. Do you have any questions on the comment section? Is the class being recorded, right? Yes, we are recording the class. I'm going to send you guys the link when we are done. I will definitely send the link. Said don't forget what? Said don't forget to share the document. Yes, I'll definitely share the document. Someone is going to exit the lesson and say, they're going to send us the link. I'll watch the recording. Remember, when you watch the recording, you don't have a chance to ask something if you don't understand. So it's best to stay in the lesson so that in case there's something you don't understand, you ask. So when I have it like this and say they want us to find the turning point of the parabola, we use the formula x is equal to minus b over 2a. Therefore, what is x equals to? What is the x coordinate? It will be minus inside the bracket minus 4. The value of b is minus 4. Divide this by 2 into the value of a, which is minus 1. Therefore, when you work this thing out, what is the x coordinate of a? The answer that you get is the x coordinate of the turning point. And if we still remember, they said that our turning point A is what? They said A is the turning point of the graph. I hope that makes sense. Everyone can see that. So what I'm going to do, the x coordinate of A, the answer that I get, I'm going to say A is equals to, on top we have positive 4 divided by minus 2, which will give us the x coordinate as negative 2. So the x for A is negative 2. We need to find the corresponding y value. So how do we find the corresponding? We substitute that minus 2 on the original equation and say this will be f at minus 2 will be negative inside negative 2 squared minus 4 into negative 2. Then close the bracket. When you punch this, what is the answer that you get is should be the y of A. What is that equals to? This will be 4 plus 8. That should give us 12. 4 plus 8 is 12. So the coordinates of A, it's minus 4, minus 2 and 12. Thanks. Asti, welcome. And minus 2 and 12. That's it. So now that I have minus 2 and 12, those are my coordinates of A. I'm just going to write them down there and say this is minus 2 and 12. We need to find B. What is B? B is the x-intercept. So we can use any equation. Now it's the x-intercept of what? Of the quadratic function. So we need to factorize that. Is the x-intercept. So if it's the x-intercept, we need to take f at x and say it's equals to x squared minus 4x. The x squared is negative. What's next? We can just say, okay, I think we have a question. Say, is it 2? 12 or 4? Fana? 12 or 4? What's going on? What is the 12 or 4? Say, is it 12 or 4? What is thank you guys, thank you. You see now, this shows me that you are paying attention because we have a negative here, a negative inside the bracket, which will give us minus 4 plus 8. So this won't be 12, but the answer will be 4. Thank you. So it's going to be minus 4 plus 8, which is positive 4. Thank you very much. That's correct. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Ne? So the coordinates of A should be 4 and 12. But the value of A should be negative. Guys, what are we missing? What are we missing, guys? Minus B over 2A. The value of A, it's minus 1. The value of B, so on top we're going to have minus into, which is 4 divided by 2. Let me quickly check what am I missing, guys. 4, not 12. Okay, I see the 4. Oh, 4, not 12. Yeah, that's correct. It should be minus 2 is to 4. Now I get it. Thank you, guys. You see, everyone can make mistake. So if you see my mistakes, this tells me that you are paying attention. This will be 4. So everything is right. Now we can find the values of the value of B using the x-intercept. We find the x-intercept if y is 0. So I'm just going to take the minus x squared minus 4x equated to 0. So what I'm going to do next, divide everything by negative, equate this to 0. Now let's take out x as a common factor. X will be x plus 4. It's equal to 0. What is x equals to? 0, or x is equal to minus 4. So now look at this. We already have, we know that this passes at the origin. So the x here is 0, and the x for that is going to be that minus 4. So the coordinates of B, we know y, it's already 0. So this will be minus 4 and 0. And these are the coordinates of B. I hope everyone is happy with that. Hence or otherwise determine the area of triangle ABO. Let's go and check triangle ABO. They want us to find the area of that triangle ABO. Let's go up and check this thing. So I have, this is the triangle they are looking for. Okay. So remember, if this is a triangle, I can just draw what? A height that is perpendicular. I can do a perpendicular height. And if I do a perpendicular height, what do I have? I have this as my height and this as my base. So what is the formula for area? What is the formula? Area, A is equals to half base. Okay, A it's equals to half base times height. Half, what is the base? We need the length from this O to B. Is the length of AB. That's your base. The length of AB, we said the coordinates of B is minus 4 and 0. This tells you that the length from 0 to B is minus 4. But remember, the length should be positive. Don't substitute minus 4, but positive 4. The length, which is h, we need the distance from this point here to that point. And the distance, we fix this guy here, we said it's going to be 4. So the distance will be 4. So this tells us that the distance from that point there, it's 4. So this will be our area. So if that is your area, this is going to be 4. Therefore, when you work this thing out, it's going to be what? We're going to have 4 times 4 is 16. Half of 16 is 8. So the area is 8 units squared. If you don't put unit squared and you are in grade 12, it's wrong. The SI unit is very important. And if we keep moving, okay, if we keep moving, they say, what is the range of G? Look at the equation of G. The range, always when they want us the range, we check on that number. The range is y must be greater than minus 6. But y must not be equal to 6. But y must be greater than minus 6. That is the range. So you can say y must be an element of real numbers, but y must be greater than minus 6. Someone can prefer to write it like this and say y must be an element of small number which is minus 6 all the way to positive infinity. The infinity is not included, so it's going to be minus 6 all the way to positive infinity. And that's it. Are you guys happy? You see, we're going to see last man standing. The viewers are decreasing now. The viewers are going down. I'm not sure if they issue data or they are tired or what's going on. We want to see last man standing. We have 21 learners attending so far. We have 21 learners, you see. 21 learners in the lesson. We're just gonna see who is the last man standing, but we are ending the lesson in 30 minutes. We're going to end at 7. We started from 4, we end the session at 7. I thought we are going to also cover grade 12 past paper, but it's fine. So describe the transformation that take place to the change G into, so how can we, oh shucks, how can we change h at x to be 1 over 2 to the power x minus 6? This is the transformation. So when we talk about the transformation, let's first work out on that 1 over 2. I'm just gonna, we have 1 over 2, just gonna write it down here. I have h at x, and h at x is given as what? H at x is given as 1 over 2 to the power x minus 6. So now if we try and work this thing out, we know that 2 is to the power minus 1 x minus 6. So if we multiply out there, if you multiply out to there, what is this? The exponent, what do you have? You have 2 to the power negative x minus 6. So we can see that, oh, what was the original equation? Let us check the original equation and compare that to the original equation. The original equation was what? The original equation of this graph was 2 to the power x. The original equation is, I just want to erase this side. This is my g at x. Hopefully everyone can see that. This is my g at x. And the original equation was 2 to the power x minus 6. So now we can see that the graph changed into what? The graph changed to be from 2 to the power x minus 6 into 2 to the power minus x. So this tells us that we are reflecting about the y-axis. So this is how you're going to answer your question. You're going to say, we started with x and y, therefore the graph changed into minus x and y. So the reflection about the y-axis. Remember, if the x changed the sign, we are reflecting about the y. And if the y changed the sign, we are reflecting about the x. Let's hope we're just going to work on that one. That one will be the last question. Then when we start, we're just going to start with, but we can't leave the marks for question 7. You see how easy question 7 is. So we're going to end at question 7. Question 7 is easy for me. So now, look at this. For what values of k will minus x squared minus 4x is equal to 2 to the power x plus k have 2 real roots? Let's focus on the word 2 real roots that are opposite in sign. 2 real roots that are opposite in sign. Oh, we have Komoto raising a hand. Komoto, I'm listening. I think you have a question.
Sir, even the... Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then we should do the last questions. That's why he told us that you would do it.
You say?
About the quadratic equation. I mean pattern. The last question.
On the quadratic pattern.
Yes, the last one, sir.
What's wrong with the last one?
You said we will end on question 7, so I thought about the last one.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. We'll work it out. We are working with time. So We'll check the last one on our next lesson. Don't worry, ne?
Okay.
Sure. Thanks for reminding me. But we're just gonna check it on our next lesson. Okay. So now they say for what values of k will this have two real roots that have opposite side? Ne? Can we first? I know this is long, guys. I'm just gonna write this thing on the other side. Ne? Let's work it out this side. I'm just gonna first say I'm given minus x squared minus 4x, and then and what? What else are we given? Let's go and check. We have this equated to 2 to the power x plus k. It's fine. We'll work on it. Don't get scared. Now, this is 2 marks. It should be easy. So, but before I make it easy, I need to explain everything so that you can get it right now. 2 to the power x. We have 2 to the power x plus k. Let's make this thing, let's put this thing in one side. Now I just want to show you something. If we put it in one side, it's negative x squared minus 4x minus 2 to the power x minus k, and this is equated to 0. Okay, this is what I have so far. Now let's say that when we say two real roots opposite inside, they say for which values of k will this have two real roots? So if it has two real roots that are opposite in sign, what I'm going to do, I'll say that if x is equal to 0, I substitute 0. If x is equal to 0, where does x I put 0? Can you see that this will give me 0? Okay, if x is equal to 0, what do we get? We get, if x is 0, we get 0 minus 0 minus, remember this is 2 to the power 0, so it's going to be minus 1 minus k. And now this tells me that f at 0 is equal to what? 1 minus k. So now what happens if k is less than 0? This is what I'm going to test. You see, this is where you're going to say, okay, if we let k to be less than 0, can you see that this k will be what? This k will be positive. This minus k, it's equals to positive. So what I'm trying to say, if we assume that any number that we substitute on k, minus k, it will be minus inside minus any number, which will give us minus k to be positive. So now this tells us that the answer is that k must be less than 0. It's your answer. K must be less than 0. It's your answer, because the question says for which values of k will this have two real roots that are opposite in sign. So this tells you that already we have what? Minus k. But now if we have minus k, we need two that are opposite in sign. Remember, we are considering the product, so we need to say minus inside the bracket. Already we are saying minus 1. We know that the first one is positive. Oh, I'm sorry. We already have the negative part. So to find the positive part, we'll only take k to be less than 0. So this is the answer. So hopefully everyone understands that. This should be easy, né? It's 1 marks. This should be very easy. But if this doesn't make sense, it's fine. We'll keep working on more problems, né? Okay, last question, guys. Last question. Let's work on this last question. It says that this is the graph that we are given. Use the diagram shows the graph of f. Use this graph to answer the question. First thing, is g increasing or decreasing? So now look at this graph. This is g, the graph of g. So we can see that when the x values increase, the y values also increase. When the x values increase, the y values also increase. So this graph is increasing function. Then the second question for 1 mark, what is the maximum value of f? Maximum is the highest number of f. If you can check, this is my graph of x and this is the last highest number. We need the y value. The maximum, check the y value is 4. So I'm going to answer and say the y is equal to 4. Is that right? Was it 4? Yes, it's 4. Okay, next question. For what values, you see these are the marks that we can donate. For what values of x is f at x less than 0? They are asking where is y less than 0. Where is the f at x negative? Let us go and check the y values where this thing is negative, but we're going to give them what? The x values. Let me explain this now. I'm just gonna explain this now. Please just pay attention there. Pay attention. This is going to be from this point here. So if you can check this point going down, all the y values are negative. As you can see, negative, 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 negative. From this point going down, all the y values are what? Negative, 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 negative. Remember when I say the y values, where do we check? We look at this line here. All the y's here are negative. So they're asking us where is f at x, where is f at x less than 0. When they ask where is f at x less than 0, so we're going to give them this answer and say x must be from this point going that side. You see, where is this graph going? This graph keeps on going. So x must be greater or equal to 0. I'm sorry. X must be greater or equals to 3. Or from this point going that side. Or x must be less than or equals to -1. That's it. I'm sorry guys if I'm moving fast. Next question, where is f at x greater than g at x? So they are asking, where is f at x above g at x? Where is f at x above g at x? I'm just going to highlight it again on the graph. Where is it above? I'm sorry guys if I'm moving fast. Now let's try and check where is this graph above. Let's start with, they said, where is f at x greater than g at x? This is my f at x graph. First thing first, we're going to check the point of intersection. Let's highlight where they meet. I'm going to highlight where they meet. Then we need to look where is f at x above. You see the red part? It's where f at x is above g at x. So where is it above? So from this x value, here, which is 2, you can see that point then. The x value is 2, and up to this, do we have the point of intersection? And this value here, yes, we do have the point of intersection. I think we do. Is this one? You see this 1.5. This is the point of intersection. So now it is from this point here and that point. So x must be less than or equal to 2. So x must be less than or equal to 2 because it's from this point going that side and from this point going that side. So x must be less than or equal to 2 and greater or equal to that minus 1.5. This is easy, né? This should be easy. Then the last question is where you need to pay attention on. They say, where is f at x times g at x less than 0? Guys, in order for us to get a negative answer, we need to say this is positive times negative. We'll get an answer of negative. Anything negative is less than 0. So if, let's say, someone prefers to do what? Someone might prefer to say, I'll go with f at x to be negative and g at x to be positive. So let's start with saying that f at x being positive. Let me say I take the first and work on it. Where is f at x positive? I'm going to check. Remember f at x it's y. I'm going to check where do we have the y's that are positive, guys. If you are missing something, please go and watch the recording now. You can even watch it 10 times until you get this right. Come on, guys. Oh, this is the last question. Let me see how many learners we have so far. 19. Komoto, you raised a hand, or it was that time, ne?
Yes, it was that time.
Okay, sure. Oh, they say where is f at x times g at x. So we're going to look where is f at x positive. I'm going to show you. Remember, when we say positive, we need where the y values are positive. So it's from this point going up. So all the y are positive. All the y values are positive on f at x. From this point, all the y's are positive. As you can see, all these y values are positive. Ne? So it's positive if x is less than 3 and greater than -1. Okay, we understand that part. Then we're going to look the graph where g at x is negative. Remember, this is what we are working on, where g at x is negative. Look at this. It's negative from this point here going down. All the y's here are negative. So this tells you that we no longer include, you see, nice. We no longer, from this point here, we no longer include that one. That part is out. Why it is out? Because some of this g is positive, so that part is out. So the solution that we are looking for is from this point to that point. You see? And if I try to shade where this thing, maybe I can say, yeah, maybe if we can shade that part, ne? Is this part here, ne? That part. This is the part that we are looking for. But we need the x values where f at x is positive and g at x is negative. So it's from x to be greater or equal to -1 and x to be less than or equal to 0. These are your answers. I hope you guys understand. I'm very sorry, guys, about the mess, but please go and watch the recording. If there's something that you don't understand on the recording, then you can reach out with a screenshot, then I'll be happy to assist. So guys, I just need you guys to, before we end the lesson, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask, because once we end the lesson, the only way to ask is when you send a screenshot. Do you guys have any questions? We dropped from 40 something learners to 18, so we only have 18 last standing, 18 learners left. Are you guys happy with that? When is the next lesson? 8th episode. I'll update on the group now. I'll update on the group when is the next lesson. It should be tomorrow, but tomorrow it's physics day, nah? Tomorrow is the physics day. I'll update on the group. Okay, thank you guys for attending. I see we don't have any questions. Thank you guys for attending. I'll see you guys on our next lesson. Thank you very much. Sharp episode. Amanda, sharp. Rato, sharp. Say you only do physical science and maths. No, I told you guys we do all the subjects. So for those who need for other subjects, for life science, for what we'll post the link on the group for those sessions, ne? Don't worry, please add me. Oh, Sticks, I see you, ne? This is what you should do. This is the number that you can use, then I can add you, ne? Just test me on this number. Thank you guys for joining, guys. We're doing physics great. We'll do both 11 and 12, don't worry. We'll do both grades. It's fine, guys. You can start exiting the session, ne? You can start exiting the session. Sticks, this is the number that you need, brother, to be on the group. Look at this number, it's free, nah? Where is it? 062. I'm tired. Yo, let me write the number down. Let me write it down for you. I'm just tired now. We've been live since 4 o'clock. So the number is 062 6175. Wait, is it 5? 90 what? Ah, come on. Why is this thing doing this? Why now? Okay, 5908, né? 5908. That's the number. Please reach out on WhatsApp. I'll definitely add you, né? 062 617 5908. I'll tell you guys. I'll definitely tell you guys when it's live sense. I'll tell you guys. Let me arrange now. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna end, né? Sharp sharp. Exit the session. They don't want to exit. Sure. Oh, what is